All right, guys, what's up? Laguna here. Let's go over what are the thoughts for the market. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking about, what I'm looking at, and checking out. So let's start off with Apple because it's pretty much the strongest stock in the market right now. And yeah, let's go. Let's get started. All right. So the first thing I see in Apple, well, first of all, we have the all-time high right here, 182. 179 is the next high, and here we are at 176. So technically speaking, all right, these are all lower highs. Okay, so that's the definition of a downtrend. All right, lower highs. It's still in a downtrend, even though it's strong. What I see playing out here is something called a W pattern. Right, you can see it here. W is bullish. The M pattern, which is the inverse, would be bearish. And right now we have the W going on, and it looks to be completed because it failed to break the previous side of the W. It's not going higher, at least at the moment, and so therefore you would switch to a bearish mindset because of the failure to break the pattern. All right. Also, for those of you guys who are into harmonics, I'm just starting into them. I'm not very good at it, but this is what they call a bat pattern because it looks like bat wings. All right. So then what you would do is you would take a Fibonacci retracement, take it from the bottom to the top of the right wing. And then so our target would be 153, 50, which is the 50 back for the Fibonacci, or even possibly down to like 148, 147. Personally, I don't like the 38.2. I prefer the 50 back. It's my favorite. So what I see happening right now on this is that we're probably going to go up, test this prior resistance line right here, probably get rejected, and then head back down. Okay. Usually the second week of September, which would be right here, which is like September 1st down to like the 8th. Historically, for September, that's usually an up week. So what I would like to see is this to come down to about September 2nd-ish. And if I see that, and I see it around here, or even in the 50 back, I'm going to buy. All right. Because usually that first week of September is good. And then after that, it's just trash. It's just really, really bad going down to the end of September and going down even to October. All right. So that's my thoughts on Apple right now. And since Apple is the strongest in the market, this is pretty much what the rest of the market is probably going to look like. All right. We're going to see a small bounce, get rejected, probably go down, and then do this choppiness and then just go crash down. At least that's my personal thoughts on it. All right. So let's go over to the next one. Let's go down to Cardano. Now, if you guys know me from work, I'm a huge Cardano fan as far as crypto is concerned. This is one of my favorite crypto, if not my favorite crypto, even though I think Ethereum is going to become the next leader. All right, because Bitcoin, I think, this is probably going to be its last run up in the next few years, and then Ethereum, I think, is going to take over personally. All right, so Cardano, this is actually very bearish for the crypto market. If you look at it, let's take a look at Cardano. Here's the all-time high 3. So Apple did like this crazy run up, right? If we trace all this, so did the S&P 500 and all that. But crypto, as you can see in Cardano, is just traded sideways, right? So when you have the rest of the market retracing up and then crypto is not, it's just trading sideways. What that probably means more likely than not is that we're going to get a move back down, okay? So what I did was I measured this move down with the Fibonacci extension right here. And it gave me a target on Cardano of about 16 cents. Now I'm not going to wait to 16. When it reaches like 21.20, I'm going to be buying, okay? So my target for Cardano is 16 cents. What I think is going to happen is that we'll probably do another little run up like this, and then it's just going to come down. All right, that's Cardano. Let's look at AMD. AMD is interesting because AMD to me is looking stronger than NVIDIA. And it's also one of the few of them that, even though it's in a bearish pattern because these are lower highs, this is a lower high, it's broken out of this pattern right here, this triangle, this what do you call it, descending wedge, and now it rests on it. And so what I can see happening here is that we're gonna get something like that. All right, maybe target this 106, maybe even higher to 117, and then go down. So AMD I wouldn't touch because I'm unsure of. Most of the market looks bearish, but this looks like it might actually run up towards 105 and even 116. It might be a good buy for the week of first week of September. Amazon, let's take a look at that one. Trash. Look at this. This is really bad. We have what's right here, right? This wedge, just, or sometimes people call it a reverse pennant. All right, so we have this pennant right here, broke out, but look at this gap right here is no bueno. Not good. Nope. Look at this line right here, this gap. We have it sitting on top of this gap line. It is above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So you can probably see something like this. But really what we want to see is this gap filled and then even head down further down. All right, this is not good. Not a good looking chart for Amazon. I think it's going to come back down towards $90. All right, but I'm not going to touch. It looks to me to be basing a nice little rally to come up, but I don't know. I'm not really sold on Chinese stocks. Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh, meme stock. This is the one that's been bursting lately. I actually think that within the first week of September, seeing as we might have a bouncer on there, and this is kind of like at resistance, right? We might get another short squeeze. All right. But I wouldn't touch it. I don't really like the meme stocks. If you aren't in AMC, then all the other ones have been trash. All right, let's go down. Bitcoin, I'm not going to bother with. I'm going to talk about the euro. All right, so you guys don't know, some of you know, I trade Forex first. Options and stocks is something new to me. I haven't been trading it for that long. I've been doing Forex for about 10 years now. So this is the euro dollar. And what this tracks is when you go to Europe or any other country, right? This tells you what the price of your dollar to their dollar is going to be. And this is set on the foreign exchange market, which we for short call it Forex. All right. It's 99 cents right now. All right. That means that if you go with your American dollar to Europe, all right, they're going to owe you a penny for every dollar, right? Because it's 99 cents. Normally, it's like $1.25, okay? Let me zoom out here. All right. Normally, the European dollar is usually hanging around $1.20. So every time they come to the States, it's cheaper for them. They go, they have a good time in the city. It's much cheaper for them to buy shit in the United States than it is for us to go to Europe, because sometimes it's like $1.40 to our dollar. It's expensive, very expensive to go to Europe, except not now. Europe is about to head into a recession. If not, it's already in. They're having huge gas issues, huge energy issues. All right, so it's not looking good for Europe. And the last time it was at 99 cents, right, was back in, let's see, how far back was this? This was back in like 1985, I think it was. All right. It was 2001 and 1985. The last time we saw the euro dollar 99. Here's 99 cents. The last time was over here back in 2002. All right. So that's about 20 years ago. And the time before that one was about 1985. All right. So this shit only really happens every like about 20 years. People could think of it as cyclical. So every 20 years. I actually think that we're going to go down further. All right, it's currently sitting at 99 cents. I think that we're going to go down to about 84 cents when I look at the other charts. This one only goes back into 2002. If I pull up the other one from FXCM, it gives you more data. All right, and so the last time before that was 1985. All right, so we can see the structure right here, sitting right here. It's sitting at about $1. If this breaks at 94 cents right here, then the next target is going to be this structure right here, which is about 84 cents. All right. So this is like the perfect time, and within the next now into the next year or so, for Americans to go on vacation, because the dollar is one of the strongest it's ever been in decades. All right. Think about that. Google. All right, I have a target of Google at $95. You can see it right here. This is a weekly chart. Right now is what I think is going to happen. It's kind of hovering right here, kind of curling, right? Might see it move up. We have this gap to fill right here. Google's towards 117, and then I want to take the short down. All right, IBM, same thing. We had a wedge. This wedge right here broke up, and now we have this ascending wedge right here. This is the top of that. What I think we're going to see is the same thing. All right, starting to catch a bid. We're going to see a move up towards like 137 maybe. But really, I'm overall bearish. I want to target 128 on IBM, all right? Meta, horrible. trash. Rest of the market was just flying up, right? On that strong move from Apple and Meta, which hasn't done much of shit. It's just looking really bad for Meta right now. And you can see all these negative earnings starting to come across, right? Meta's losing ground to TikTok, to Instagram, to all the other shit, all right? Well, it owns Instagram, but you know what I mean? TikTok and Snapchat and all the other ones, they've taken market share away from Facebook. And a new study shows that teens are using Facebook less than us old ass people, you know, in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. So it's on a decline, all right? So what I'm expecting right now is that it's hovering right here. As you see, it's holding the channel. We're going to get some bullshit run up, all right? Maybe fill this gap. Maybe even go up to here, 173. And then we're going to see this crack down. All right, my target on that, I'm going to show it over here once I get out of that. My target is all the way over here at $1.25. And the way I reached that was that I measured this downward movement, which is the last. If you look at where the price is right here, the lowest it went to is 155, which failed to break the bottom low. And this high right here is 183, and 183 over here failed to break this high. So everything that happens inside here is called chop, filler. You know, you can coiling, you can call it whatever you want, but since it failed to break this high and failed to break this low, all of this is meaningless. So I measured this move down, and then the next target down, if we may take a measured move, is 124. Microsoft is pretty strong. If anybody, most people don't know this, but out of all the stocks, we're talking about Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, and all that. Microsoft, since the inception of the IPO, all right, since it first went on the market, has been the strongest stock in the market in history. All right, a little fun fact. All right, stronger than all the other ones. It's made the most money since it went public, is what I'm saying. No other stock has made more money than it. All right, don't fall asleep on Microsoft. All right, so I broke this. Technically, it hasn't broken this high, right, which sits over here like 315. So we have a break of the channel, downward moving, test of the channel, right, above the 200 SMA. If I remove my emotions and look at it just from a charting perspective, we have a move up, a break, a test, and then we'll see another move up towards the next high, which is 315. Okay, or actually resistance probably sitting at 303 because we have this bottom right here. All right. So my thoughts on Microsoft is buy towards 320, 303. All right, Netflix. So Netflix is going to be a monster one day. Right now it's trash. All right, it looks like it's going to go down. I had a target of 254. I posted that in the WhatsApp group like 2 weeks ago. It's hit it. All right. And now we head back down, sitting on the 200 SMA, or at least on a 1 hour chart. So we can see something like this. We're probably going to get what we call the M pattern. And we're going to see it come down. But one day you want to buy this, all right? Right now it's trash, but one day you want to buy it because look at this gap. This fucking gaps are huge. Look at that. So one day it's going to fill this gap, and then it's going to fill this gap over here, targeting 500. Meanwhile, it's at 225, 2-ish. All right, it might drop down to 190, 160. So if you got crazy money, I don't have that type of money. You're an investor. You buy when it's like 180 and you leave it there. All right, because it used to be 700 just a year ago. What a crazy drop. Now, if you have to ask yourself, if Netflix is that bad, right? Who's the number one streaming service in the world? And which is the next streaming service to overtake Netflix? I don't see it. I can't think of a name. I don't think Roku or Disney Plus or any of those other ones are going to overtake Netflix. And so, my opinion, Netflix is still the leader. And so, I'm going to roll with the leader. NVIDIA, well, we can kind of see a pattern forming right here with the M pattern. All right. So the question is, does it hold the M pattern and do a fake M pattern and rise up? Or are we going to see the continuation down? I actually think we're going to see continuation down. When it reaches parity with this, then I'm going to rebuy. All right. I'm going to skip all this. Palantir, I think it's going to go up towards 966 and then back down. I actually have a lower target for Palantir sitting all the way over at $3.73. And then I'm going to be a huge buyer. So sometime end of September, I'm expecting it to be about $4. And then I'm going to buy Palantir. It's going to be a monster move. QQQ, Same thing as S&P 500. This is the NASDAQ. It's just more tech heavy. We're sitting on the 200 SMA on the 1 hour chart. I think we're going to see a move up towards this right here and then back down. All right, I'm going to move on over to Shopify. Actually, let's look at this. This is the S&P 500 over the 50-day moving average. This is how you can call like tops and bottoms. You can see here's a top, 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 top. Right now we're at this resistance, right? All of this resistance. And so what I'm expecting is that the next day or two is going to go up like this, 86. And then we're going to have a huge drop down. All right. I'm going to Shopify. You know, it's pretty low. If you're an investor, this is a good buy, but I'm not going to touch this yet. We have earnings back in October, November, right here. That's when I want to buy. All right. Snap, same thing. Don't want to touch it. We have earnings at end of October. As we approach October 24th, maybe like the last 2 or 3 weeks, then I'll buy Snap for a move up. All right. Last two things I want to talk about is Tesla. I'm in Tesla right now. This is going to be a nice one. All right. And the reason why I'm saying that is because look at this. Here's the split. August 25th, right, is when it's going to happen. Usually splits and Tesla have shown that it's going to rise. And not only that, we're going to see it rise. Usually about 10:30 in the morning is the peak. All right. So I'm going to hold this until August 25th. I have calls in this. I'll show you what they look like right now. Pull that up over here. My calls up. I was up like $600 earlier. I'm not now. Here's where I am right here, right now. I'm currently up about 570, 46%. I'm gonna hold this until the 25th, and then sometime around in the morning, maybe like 10:30, I'm gonna close it for whatever it's at, and hopefully it's a profit. Okay. So right now, what I see on this, if we look at it from a charting perspective, let's drop this down to 1 hour chart. All right. Zoom out a bit right here. We have this wedge right here, right? And you can see this right here. This is a wedge, lower high. What we can see, right? We can see this happening, and then it gets rejected right here, and then go down, which would be around August 24th. But what I think is going to happen is that we're going to see this crazy move up, and we're actually going to break above it. All right. Break above a little bit, go towards the psychological 1,000 mark. Okay. And then break down. I wish, because I'm in calls, right? But you can see the structure happening right here. Look at this. When you start to, this is prior resistance, right? This is a resistance right here. We have a gap to be filled right here. And we have this little coiling. It's totally going to reach 900. I have like no doubt it's going to reach 900. The question is it going to reach 940 and even 1,000? I'm pretty positive it is. But there's no doubt in my mind we're going to reach 900. All right. And then last but not least, let's talk about the VIX and the VIXI. All right. This is the volatility index. This was a descending wedge right here. All right. This is going to be, this is all bearish, but this is a bullish pattern because once it breaks, we're going to break heavily to the upside, targeting $28 at the moment, maybe even 30. All right. What I see happening right now is that we have a gap. We might see a move towards the SMA line right here, which is $21. It's currently at 23. And then we're going to have a ridiculous run up. All right. Now, the way I trade this is that I purchase UVIXI. All right. You see this line right here, 1250. That's where my break-even price is on my calls. I'm currently up like $200 or $300 right there. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Talk to you later.